as much as a 10 to 20 degree increase from the normal temperatures we typically feel this time of year, which is right around 70 degrees. Sunny and warm still by the midweek, then that big drop for us Wednesday to Thursday as clouds begin to roll in as well. Valleys and IE, you'll be looking those temperatures from 80s to mid 90s by Monday. The record around there around 93 degrees. And we'll be looking at beaches with some clouds early in the morning hours. Then the warmest day Monday with some sunshine at 73, then cooling right back down into those mid 30s. A little bit breezy for us today. Things are starting to settle down for us by the midweek into next week. For the mountains, though, you'll be looking at the warmest day Monday and Tuesday. A bit gusty, though, Monday as we see that transition period happening. 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts may be possible, and then by the end of next week we'll be dropping right back down into those mid 50s. Looking at our deserts, some sunshine as well, but check this out. As we go from upper 80s here to low 90s, Palm Springs could be pushing almost 100 degrees by Tuesday. Tony, Irene, a lot of hot weather headed our way.
Seriously, right? Okay, Carly, thank you, and nice to see you on this weekend morning. I think this is her first weekend morning with us.
Welcome.
Hanging out.
Thank you.
Filling in for Shayla, thanks. Now let's take a look at some of our headlines on this Saturday morning.
Neighborhood fireworks, a home considered a ticking time bomb by authorities, is reduced to rubble this morning. How it was brought down overnight.
Then an arrest made following a stabbing in Azusa that left 2 people dead. The new details we're learning this morning about the incident that also left a man in the hospital.
Plus, a massive pileup crash on the streets of a North Hills neighborhood. What caused this chaotic scene?
Now, Southern California's news leader, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. It's 5 o'clock on your Saturday. I'm Irene Cruz.
And I'm Tony Cabrera. Dozens of people in a Pacoima neighborhood are still under evacuation after firefighters intentionally set a home on fire. The
controlled burn ended up shooting fireworks into the late night sky. Yeah, Air 7 was overhead when the home was set on fire last night with flames shooting into the air. This all started Thursday on Remington Street and Remick Avenue when the home exploded because of those fireworks. Yesterday, officials said they found chemicals used to produce fireworks and that some of those chemicals would react explosively to water, prompting the decision to do a controlled burn. Well, neighbors say the multiple explosions were somewhat scary.
The one on yesterday morning was pretty loud, but this one was, I think, louder from what I experienced because it was right here. Like I was right here down the block.
Looking up on the news, and then I kind of read a little bit about what was going on, and then out of nowhere, just another explosion. Was a little quieter, but it was still a big surprise. I think at least knowing what's going on helps a little bit. I mean, still, if there's going to be another sudden explosion, it'll probably scare us, but at least we know what's going on.
60 homes were evacuated and firefighters covered nearby homes with thermal gel and tarps to protect them. A specialized metal fence was also put around the controlled burn to protect surrounding homes. A man who was critically injured in the original blast remains hospitalized with burns to more than 50% of his body.
New details about the man accused of stabbing his mom and dad to death in Azusa. Police say they've arrested 28-year-old Gabriel Contreras for the murders of Linda Rodriguez and Arthur Contreras. The killings happened at a home on North Twin Tree Avenue last weekend. Police say they got a call about a domestic violence incident and they found the bodies inside the home. Contreras was taken to the hospital with knife wounds. No details have been shared on a possible motive.
A mother is being charged with murder in the death of her 11-year-old son in Santa Ana. She's set to make her first court appearance next month. This is new video showing the moment Saritha Ramaraju was arrested by police on Wednesday. Prosecutors say she killed her son following a 3-day vacation to Disneyland during her custody visit. The boy was scheduled to be returned to his father that same day, but instead Ramaraju called police from the La Quinta Inn, confessed to killing her son, and told officers she had taken pills trying to kill herself. She's now being held with no bail.
Despite years of protests, a sexually violent predator known as the pillowcase rapist is now a resident of the Antelope Valley again. Christopher Hubbard was released and placed at a court-designated housing facility in the Juniper Hill community near Pier Blossom yesterday. He was convicted of a series of rapes and other sex crimes in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s. Hubbard had previously lived near Palmdale before returning to a state hospital for failing to meet the terms of his release. LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger called Hubbard's release unacceptable, adding his violent history speaks for itself and placing him in a remote area with limited law enforcement resources, poor cell service, and insufficient security measures puts residents at unnecessary risk.
A driver is on the run this morning after crashing into multiple cars and creating a pileup in North Hills. Around 10:40 last night, the driver smashed into one car, which then hit another. There was also damage to several other cars on the street. Police haven't tallied up the number of cars that were involved, but it could be as high as 11. You can see the damage from the pileup there. The driver ran off after the crashes. People who were in the other cars suffered minor injuries.
Victims of the Palisades fire have until the end of this month to get help cleaning up debris from their property.
Debris removal is one of the first steps to rebuilding, but many have not opted in to get that help. Eyewitness News reporter Josh Haskell has the story.
If you live in Pacific Palisades, you have less than 2 weeks to opt in or opt out for fire debris removal. But Mayor Bass says more than 1,000 residents haven't done either.
If you do not take any action, properties will be declared a nuisance and owners will be responsible for all abatement costs without the possibility of FEMA reimbursement and possibly be subject to a lien on your property.
Although there's progress in the Palisades 2.5 months after the fire, there's more lots that haven't been cleared than those that have. According to the Army Corps of Engineers, over 3,000 residents have opted in and 564 have opted out. The Army Corps of Engineers will only clear the area of your property that burns, so some lots have concrete slabs, driveways, and retaining walls left behind, which will need to be addressed in order to rebuild.
Anything that could compromise slope stability for that property